What has your child done that is technically wrong, but you were proud of them for doing it? A few years ago, I got a call from my son's principal in grade 6. I was told there was an important issue that had to be dealt with in person. As I was an hour away seeing a client, my son would have to wait until I got there in the quiet room. When I arrived at the office, the principal summoned my son and proceeded to inform me that my son had pushed another kid. I am not one to condone violence. However, something didn't seem right, so I asked for more details about the incident. The principal told me the details were unimportant, as the school had a zero-tolerance policy when it came to violence. I explained to him that without knowing the facts, I would not be able to give my son the proper punishment. The principal again objected, so I finally asked my son for his side of the story. It turns out the child my son had pushed was beating up a kid with cerebral palsy behind the gymnasium. The kid couldn't defend himself or get away. My son pushed the bully off him and helped him up. So I finally asked my son for his side of the story. It turns out the child my son had pushed was beating up a kid with cerebral palsy behind the gymnasium. The kid couldn't defend himself or get away. My son pushed the bully off him and helped him up. I was getting upset at this point, but I managed to keep calm. I thought for a few seconds and looked at my son and said, "Tomorrow you and I are going to get up early and we are going for breakfast. After that, I am taking you to that new VR gaming center you've been wanting to try. We're also stopping by Best Buy so you can pick out that gaming setup you've been saving for." The principal looked shocked at my response and said, "I am trying to teach your son a lesson here, and you are undermining my authority. We have a zero-tolerance policy for physical violence, and you are sending the wrong message." I looked at the principal and explained it was him who was sending the wrong message. My son's only alternative to allowing a disabled kid to get beaten up was to push the bully away. Had my son escalated the situation, I would be upset. However, he used the minimum force necessary to help someone who couldn't help themselves. My son learned that day that his father will always support him when he protects the innocent.